Welcome to the Love and Light channel. I'm Andrea, and today we're going to talk about Wiccan Wisdom. It's the month of October, and sometimes we think about witches, but there was a lot of superstition around witches, and a lot of it was really unfounded. Witch means wise woman, and these women were wise, and many were good, and their fear of superstitions because of the magic that these women had and the wisdom they had about working with plants and nature scared people. And so they thought they should get rid of the witches. But there are witches around today, and most of them are good. There's a rule among the witches, and the rule is, and harm no one, let it be. In other words, you can create magic, but it isn't to harm anyone. And good witches would never harm anyone. Witches were very close to nature. They understood medicine, and they understood the medicines in nature, and they understood magic, and they understood spells. And most witches were healers. They were women that went out and helped people medicinally. And those that didn't understand it, like most things that people don't understand, they want to destroy. But there's still many good witches today too. And paganism goes along with Wiccan beliefs too, which is celebrating the seasons, the beautiful seasons of the year, and celebrating the moon, the phases of the moon. There are many more powerful days for witches to do their work. And those are the solstices and the equinoxes. And that's where the energy in the planets is very strong. And so witches can do their spells and different things for magic to happen. And it can be wonderful. There doesn't need to be any fear around it. And people need to release this fear about witches. Each season has the coming and going of the light. We start in the winter solstice, and that's a kind of a time of introspection and meditation, and some animals hibernate then, and more move into the dream time. And so it's a good time to kind of reflect on what you would like to have happen in the new year. And the Yule log is a symbolism on winter solstice of the darkest night of the year. And so we keep the Yule log burning, and it kind of creates magic at that time. Each season has wonderful magic. And then the next special time is Candlemas, and that means the coming of the light. February 1st through 3rd is when the light is coming back and the days are getting longer again. And that's a good time to set goals for spring, and a time for love and the balancing of love in a twin flame and perfect balance. Candlemas is a good time to light candles around to celebrate the coming of the light. And then the next season is the spring equinox, March 18th through 24th. Are the optimum days for that energy. And often when we have the equinoxes or the solstices, it is a time that you can do time travel. And you can, in dream time, move to other planes and visit other, maybe parts of even this country or the world, go into different dimensions and meet with other spirits that have maybe departed and gone to another realm. So that's a really good time. Anytime we have those special quarterly celebrations. The spring equinox is to celebrate Easter. The Passover flowers announce the promise of fruit. And of course, the springtime is a wonderful time to get a lot of energy. You'll see it everywhere. The sap starts coming into the trees, the leaves start popping out, the blossoms start coming out in all different colors. And it's a very energetic time. A time of pairing off and a time of mating and just finding love. Spring is that energy. to celebrate it, you can just be out in nature a lot and seeing all the wonderful things going on that spring out life everywhere. Then the next celebration is Beltane, May 1st through 3rd, and the optimum energy days are the 1st through 3rd of May. Again, we're celebrating love and life growing and more fruition of the plants. The flowers even coming out fuller and stronger. And then comes the summer solstice. July 19th through 23rd are the optimum energy days. This is a time when the sun moves into Cancer and is an all-out celebration of the sun and summer at its peak. Good days to be out on the lake or at the ocean or the beach and enjoy the beautiful rays of the sun and its power. It's a happy time and kind of a carefree time to enjoy the fruits of the summer. The next date is Lammas, and that is called Lokmas. Optimum days are July 31st through August 2nd. And that's celebrating the leaving of the light again in the cycles. The sun is over its yearly peak and summer is nearing its end. We celebrate the leaving of the light and darkness returning. At this time, it's a good time to start celebrating the harvest and the fruits of the harvest and wonderful fresh things out of the garden and just celebrating the end of summer. And then we get autumn equinox, September 19th through 23rd are the optimum energy days. And again, those are the harvest days, and they begin to store the harvest and make the cider and celebrate the harvest time with all of the fruits of their labors coming in and being put away for the winter. Next is Samhain, and the optimum energy is October 31st through November 1st. And that is also, some celebrate the Day of the Dead, and Halloween is also the Day of the Dead. And, people kind of get, sometimes they get superstitious about it and afraid of it, but it's really a time that you can celebrate the spirits that have moved on beyond us and remember them. And that's a day when they can come back and visit. And it doesn't need to be a frightening day. That's probably where some people started the ghost philosophy. But, spirits and ghosts, they're just people from the other realm coming to visit. And there's nothing to be afraid of. So we need to kind of release the fear and negativity around Samhain and celebrate that we do move to other spheres, but they can come back and visit us. Another thing that the Wiccan beliefs are celebrating the phases of the moon, and they each have different kinds of qualities and things that are good for doing different kinds of things. And if you study the phases of the moon, you can find out what to do on each day. On a new moon, a good thing to do is kind of make a wish for the beginning of the month. You can put your hands in a sort of a upside down heart and reach up to the moon, then bring it down to your heart. Make a wish as it's up there, and then bring it down to your heart and kind of feel that wish. And it's amazing that energy can kind of manifest to make neat things happen for the month for you. And then, of course, you go through the waning, growing, and then to the full moon. And the full moon is a very powerful time. Lots of energy. That's why people sometimes get a little crazy on full moon. My moon is in Aquarius, and Aquarius means crazy wisdom. And so I sometimes get a little crazy on a full moon, and my husband and I we feel that energy a lot. And so often we have gone out on a full moon and we'll howl at the moon And we sometimes hear other people howling at the moon because it makes you feel a lot of energy. And it's a fun time to go out and do activities that take energy and have some fun and manifest whatever you wished at the new moon, perhaps. And then the waxing of the moon is kind of the changing and pulling away of that moon energy. But remember, moon energy is feminine and it's intuitive and it's tied to the tides and to the oceans. So it's a really good time, a good thing to commune with the moon anytime. And you'll feel that feminine energy and the push and pull of the tides. So the paganism and Wiccan beliefs are nothing to be afraid of. They can go hand in hand with any other religion, and people need to realize this and not start getting into trying to make something evil that was always just natural and good. And there are good witches out there today, and they do cool things. They make good things happen, magic happen. And don't be afraid of that. You can just embrace the beauty of a good witch. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. There's the wicked witch, and then there's the beautiful good witch. And celebrate the good witch. Let your children celebrate good witches. And I mean, even the funny little spunky witches have their fun about them. It can be really fun to dress up like a witch. And they have all sorts of fun celebrations around it today, which is good because they've kind of let go of all that superstition and let people have a little fun with the crazy witch hats and the fun little things that go on around Halloween. So my message to you today would just be to enjoy this season, the harvest, the Samhain, celebrate the spiritual time of spirits coming back to visit us. And for one night of the year, you can feel really close to them. And there's nothing scary about it. You know, we want to see our ancestors and our loved ones that have maybe passed on. So it's not a time to be afraid.